Joining us now on Cedar Valley Today is 2018-19 Student Body President-elect Josh Voigt. Thanks for coming in this morning.
Thanks for having me, Tyler.
So Josh, you guys won the election last night, got the call after midnight when the polls closed. What were kind of the emotions that were going on in the room, both waiting for the call and right after you found out the news that you guys had won?
Well, I think the biggest thing about the call was that it was extremely close. When we got the call, they were telling us the exact results. And I think it's incredible. We got around 53% of the final vote. So that in itself was enough to kind of stress us out a little bit. So a big congratulations to Strigley and Abby on the way they ran their campaign and how successful they were and everything that they managed to achieve. I think it really was quite special. But for us, I think as soon as we got the call, there was so much. There was so much going on. There was a lot running through my head. It's been, a couple of months been thinking about this. So just to have that relief of it finally be over and to know the result was a lot in itself.
So you mentioned that you've been thinking about this for several months now. What was this entire process like for you and Bree?
Well, it started off, we decided to run together because of how much we work together and what we've been doing as a team together. And so the process of getting to this stage has been quite long, and in everything we've been doing, it's obviously been looming in the back of our minds that this has been something we're going to be doing. So getting to this point is kind of just, like I said, it's relief, but it's also, we know now that this is where the hard work begins. This is where we now have to start putting in extra effort and moving forward with all of the plans that we have. And yes, as hard fought as the campaign was, this is where the real challenge begins.
So with that challenge starting, what are some of your biggest goals you hope to accomplish during your guys' term next year?
Biggest goals, we've got quite a few in terms of specific policy, but a number of things we want to work on obviously is, and in my mind this is the most important, is making sure that we are creating platforms in which we can be held accountable for all of the decisions we make and all of the actions that we take as the leaders of the student body. So we want to make sure that in everything we're doing, the student body is watching, and any missteps that we may make, we want to be told about that. In terms of dealing with specific things, we want to create a relationship between the hall councils and the RAs, because the RAs and hall councils work on fairly similar things, and we feel like if there was a combined effort in those, it could be a lot stronger. And then we want to try and make sure that we're bridging the gap between Senate as an organization and other organizations as well, because we know that organizations are where students thrive. And right now, there are direct lines of communication between students and Senate through their senators that represent them from their floors, but we want to make sure that organizations know that they can use Senate for those same resources and to bring up those same issues as well.
So obviously you guys are not going to be tackling this alone. With the other election results with Jenna Brenneman and Seth Jobs-Ryan returning as recorder and treasurer respectively, how do you guys think that the exec team is shaping up so far?
Well, I think the student body obviously elected them as well last night, and I congratulate the both of them. Again, very hard-fought campaigns, and congratulations to the both of them, as well as to the other candidates. I think for them, I guess I can't really speak on their behalf. I don't know their thoughts. I haven't really managed to get in contact with either of them yet. But I do look forward to working with them, as I do to anyone who's going to be on Senate next year.
So correct me if I'm wrong, but you're the first international student to be elected student body president, correct?
I will have to check that, but I do believe that that's the case, yes.
So what do you think this says about the international students as a whole, and with the diversity of your guys' ticket, what does that say about the diversity at Wartburg?
I think the diversity at Wartburg is a very interesting topic. We've obviously been working on it the whole year, but I think for me, in terms of just the international students, I'm very, very thankful. We had a lot of support from the international students, from the international population. There's 122 international students on campus from 55 different countries, and we saw a lot of support coming through. We saw a lot of people putting up posters on doors, sending messages, posting Snapchats, and I think it's great that the international students are standing up and saying, we want. There's some issues in the international community that are going on that they want addressed. I know what those are. I know what I'm going to do to deal with those moving forward, and I think it's good that they're stepping up and saying, we want these things fixed.
Well, it sounds like you guys have a really good idea of what you want to get accomplished in the next year. Congratulations to you, as well as to Brianna Primus, our new student body president and vice president, Josh Voigt and Brianna Primus. We're going to take one final break, and we'll be back to wrap up the show here on Cedar Valley Today. Stay with us.